Hello, people. Uh, there's something I need to talk to you about. Something that's been bothering me for a while, and I decided to get it off my chest. Now, no matter how innocent someone might talk about something, there'll always be some people that say, it's racist, it's racist, everything is racist. First of all, to be a racist, you have to hate an entire race of people. And I don't think there are that many people who are really racist. I don't hate an entire race of people. There are good people and bad people in all races. There's white trash, and then there's, the N-word. There's African Americans, there's Muslims, there's Arabs. So what I'm about to say is not racist. It's just a different way of looking at things. There's like almost everything has two sides to it. So this is one side that I wanted to get off my chest. It's not racist. It's just another way of looking at things. To start with, reparations is BS. It's just BS. People, blacks, African Americans nowadays want reparations for slavery. Okay, first of all, if you want reparations, that's fine. Get reparations. But then you dig up the graves of the slaves, put the money in, and bury it back again. They're the ones that suffered. They're the ones that were slaves. They suffered the hardships of being a slave. They're the ones that deserve the money. There's no black today, no African American that deserves reparations. You've never been a slave, and people nowadays have never been slave owners. I was never a slave owner. My family didn't even come to this country until long after the Civil War. My German side came in the 1880s, and my Italian side came in the early 1900s before the sinking of the Titanic. So we weren't even in this country when there was slavery. So we had nothing to do with what happened during the Civil War. I had nothing to do with it. So, and another thing I want to get in before I forget is don't call me white. It's like blacks don't like to be called the N-word. I don't like to be called white. Only albinos are white. I'm not white. I'm Caucasian. Okay, I'm not white. I'm not an albino. And African Americans, the scientific classification for my race is Caucasian. The scientific classification for African Americans is Negroid, Negroid. Check it out. That's what the scientific classification is. So don't call me white. I'm not white. I'm a Caucasian. Now, this thing about reparations, let's take a look at this. You're complaining about, the blacks are complaining about people being brought here against their will and being made slaves. Well, there's another way to look at it. Another way to look at it would be, you should be glad. You should be pleased that your ancestors were brought here as slaves. Not be pleased that they were slaves, not be pleased that they suffered terrible tragedies, but if they had not been brought here, you wouldn't be here as an American. If they had been left in Africa and Cuba and the other countries, Jamaica and those places, if they had been left there and never brought here, you probably would have been born in those places. You probably would have been born in Africa. You never would have been an American citizen. So the fact that they were brought here as slaves gave you the opportunity to be born as an American citizen. So you benefited from them being brought here as slaves. Yes, they suffered badly. Not all blacks were treated terribly. There were some who got an education. There were some who were civilized, who worked in the mansions, and they were maids and butlers and so forth and so on. So not all of them were treated badly. But again, I want to stress the point that if they had not been brought here, you probably wouldn't have been born here. So in a way, you should be thankful that they were brought here. Even though they were brought here as slaves, you should be thankful that they were brought here because that gave you the opportunity to be born as an American citizen and not some citizen of Rhodesia or the Congo or South Africa, etc., etc. So that's another way to look at it. Be glad they were brought here. That's why you're an American citizen. That's why you were born here, because they were brought here. And that's all the thoughts I have to say about that. I think reparations is BS. No black today has ever been a slave. No white person in the United States is, to my knowledge, has ever been a slave owner. And so what happened in the past is in the past. Leave it. When you can't change it. And all these people who want reparations, all they're looking for is another way to get free money. It's only they don't care about really what happened to their ancestors. Nothing they can do about it anyway. It's done and gone. They just want free money, and it's just wrong. It's I could even go far as to say it's just greed, and even evil. And greed is one of the unforgivable sins, or one of the deadly sins. So let's forget this stuff about calling Caucasians white, because we aren't white. I'm as offended at being called white as blacks are offended at being called the N-word. And the reparations thing, that's just you looking to get free money. Just give me some money for what happened to my ancestors. Why? What did you do to earn that money? Nothing. If you want the reparations, dig up the slaves, put the money in with the graves, and bury them back down again. They're the ones that deserve the money. So put this reparations baloney where the sun never shines. Have yourself a good day.